it Nick Jones, who came up with the title, Give 'Em Enough Rope. You know it's kinda clever, cause the saying goes, rather it implies I'll wrap the rope around my throat, but not me. I'm not a dope. Not me. I'm not gonna die. I'll be one of the guys. I'll be one of the guys. Canary in a coal mine by the police talks about a scared man who can't make peace. Won't open up a window in fear of the flu. Pays an analyst to conclude that these delusions are true, but not me. 'Cause I'm not dope. Not me. I'm not gonna die. I'll be one of the guys. I'll be one of the guys.
Imagine that you are about to serve the match point in the last game of your neighborhood's championship tetherball tournament. You face your opponent staring into his eyes. He stares back at you. You raise the yellow ball between you with your left hand, lifting it like a platter of hors d'oeuvres as you bring your right arm from above your shoulder and smash the ball downward with the heel of your hand. The velocity of your serve as it swings toward your opponent surprises him, and he moves back, allowing the ball to pass. As it comes back again toward you, the serve seems to gain momentum and power as the cord wraps around the pole and its flight rises from nadir to zenith. Your opponent recovers for the next pass, but the ball's trajectory is too fast and irregular. He swings at empty air and the cord continues to tighten around the pole as the rising and sinking ball comes to resemble a sine wave, flashing yellow high and low as it wraps. Finally, your neighbor's son, who everyone refers to as Little Timmy, swings his arm up and out in a wild last attempt to save the match before the ball crashes into the pole's finial. The point is yours. Imagine fluoride protecting your teeth. Imagine calcium strengthening your bones. Imagine melatonin helping you sleep. Imagine a friend making you feel less alone. Imagine greenwashing all that you have to hide. Imagine certifying that you are not a fraud. Imagine accepting that someone else really tried. Imagine believing that you are loved by God. What could you imagine if your life was a canvas? What would you dream if it could all come true? What if the world was all they said that it was? What if it could really happen to you? What if friends shaking hands said, "How do you do?" What if someone came up and said, "You. I love you."